What up, donkeys? Jack Hayes here with jackhayes.com, and today we're going to be playing some Chinese poker. Chinese poker is my favorite card game of all time. This is my third episode. We are going to be playing with 3 other players. These are all computer players. My current account balance is $38,679,000,000. Let's go ahead and get started. We are going to play for $1 million a point, just to make the math really easy. So Chinese poker is a very casual game that you might play before or after you have a poker game at your house. It is played for points. There's no bluffing. It's played more like Pai-Gow, if you've played Pai-Gow. Pai-Gow is a 7-card poker game. This is a 13-card poker game. Pai-Gow you can play with 7 players. Chinese poker you can play with 4 players. Let's look at this hand. It defaults to being sorted by rank. We are going to look at it really quickly by suit. We see that we don't have 5 of one suit, so we have no flushes. Go back to sorting by rank. We have 4 pairs and we have the straight to the ace. So we're probably going to play the straight to the ace in back, and then 2 pair in the middle, and then 1 pair up front. When you have 3 or 4 pairs in the middle and the front, then you usually want to float your highest pair to the front. If you only have kickers left, you float your highest kicker to the front. In this case, we have to break up a pair to make kickers. So we're going to go with the straight in the back. We are going to go with the 2 middle pairs in the middle hand, and we're going to break up the 2s to use them as kickers. We're going to use the 8s up front. So we're going to play it this way. You get 1 point for every hand you win, and you double the points if you scoop. So here we scoop player 2. We're going to win 6 points against them. In Chinese poker, you get paid for certain bonus hands in the middle, in the front, and in the back. And you also get bonuses for having certain 13 card combinations. Those 13 card combinations can be things like 6 pair, having no face cards. So let's go ahead and play the second hand. I've done a lot of talking. So here's one of the special hands. I get 6 pair. It sets it for me automatically. I get 3 points from every player unless they have another automatic hand that is better than mine. So I'm going to win 3, 6, 9 from the 3 opponents. So I really love this game. It is a very good game to play just as a time waster. So like I said before, if you're waiting for people to arrive to your poker game, if people have left your poker game but you want to keep the action going, or if you're just watching sports, or if you're at dinner with someone you like playing cards with, which is often the case with me. So here we have 3 pair, we have a straight from ace to 6, and we have a flush in hearts. That's it. Let's see. Let's look at what happens when we break up those hearts. We still have a straight, and so we're probably going to play it this way. Straight in the middle is very good. Flush in the back is okay. Ace King is not great, but as far as pairless hands go, Ace King is very, very good. So we're going to play this hand this way. One strategy in playing this game is that you want to reduce the number of kickers that you have. Kickers meaning cards that aren't being used towards anything. So cards that aren't involved in a straight or a flush, cards that aren't paired. In this case, you have technically 3 kickers, ace, king, and jack, but the ace and king are so strong in a non-paired hand that I don't actually consider them kickers. They are a bona fide part of this hand itself. So if you look at this hand, there's maybe 1 or even 0 kickers. So we're going to play this hand this way. So in this app, it scores very, very quickly. So you have to be very quick in totaling your score. And to do that, you have to anticipate whether you are going to win or lose hands. So right now, I am anticipating dominating in the middle, maybe winning 1, maybe 2 hands in the back, and maybe hopefully winning 1 hand up front. So let's see how we do. I actually get beat by seat 1 in the middle. I do beat seats 1 and 2 up front, and I beat seats 2 and 3 in the back. And I actually scoop seat 2, which means I double the 3 points that I was awarded from them. So that's a total of 6 points. So in this game, if you win 2 out of 3, you're gonna net a total of 1 point because you're gonna win 2 points but lose 1. If you win all 3, you win 3 points, but then that 3 points are doubled for a total of 6 points. So the difference between losing and winning is actually 2 points, because if you go from winning 2 hands to losing 2 hands, instead of winning 1 point, you're going to lose 1 point. The delta between those 2 outcomes is just 2 points. The delta between winning and scooping is 5 points. The delta between losing and getting scooped is also 5 points. So when you have a bad hand, it's very important that you try to block yourself from getting scooped. If you have a good hand, you want to go for the jugular and you want to try to scoop. So you take riskier moves when you have a good hand. So let's say you have a straight flush and 2 pair. You're probably going to break up the 2 pair in hope of trying to scoop that player and doubling your bonus. So let's go ahead with the next hand. Here we have 3 pair and a pretty long straight. Actually 6 to ace is the straight, but we want to break up as few cards as possible. So that means we're probably going to either play 8 to queen or we're going to play 9 to king. I think we're going to play 9 to king. Let's see how that works out. And we're going to split up the 2 pair for aces in the middle and 7s up front. So this is not a good hand. We are hoping to block people from scooping with those 7s, but it is not a great front hand to have. Let's see how we do. So we actually get beaten by 2 hands, seat 1 and seat 3. We lose to everyone in the middle, and our straight only beats seat 1. So we actually get scooped by seat 3. And we lose to seats 1 and 2. That's about as good as we could have hoped for that hand. The next best hand would have been to lose just 1 hand each for a total of 3 points. So for this hand, we actually don't have flushes. We don't have any straights. All we have is trips and 2 pair. We're going to probably play aces full, queens in the middle, and king high up front. We are depending on our aces full being dominant and winning all 3 hands. That's going to prevent us from getting scooped. Maybe the queens in the middle will get lucky and win 1 hand, and maybe the king high up front is going to win 1 hand. So we're probably going to end up or down 1 point, I predict. So let's see what happens. Very likely we're going to lose 3 hands. So we actually beat seat 3 up front, and we get dominated in the middle, and we do dominate in the back. So we are going to be down 1 point as I predicted. So we're mostly just treading water. In this Chinese poker scoring system, the 1-6 version, I am not as familiar with this scoring system. I usually play a 2-4 scoring system, meaning that when you win 2 out of 3 hands, you win 2 points. When you win 3 out of 3 hands, you win 4 points. I am not used to the swings that you get in this version of the game. With the 2-4 scoring system, you typically, if you were to play all night, maybe like 3-4 hours, you might be up or down, let's say like 200 points. This scoring system, your points can fluctuate pretty wildly. Like in a given hand, you might lose 80 points. Over the course of several hours, you can be up or down maybe 400 or 500 points. So if you're playing this with your friends, keep that in mind. So if you're okay with maybe losing $100 in a night, you might want to play for a quarter a point. If you can handle $500 swings in a night, then play for $1 a point. If you can handle more than that, play for $5 a point, play for $2, $3 a point. But let's go ahead and play the rest of this. So this is a good hand. We are probably going to dominate in the back. We are probably going to dominate up front. And it's going to be hit and miss in the middle. Let's see what happens. We have 10s up front, so we are worried about jacks and queens. We have 3 aces, so it's impossible for them to have a pair of aces. So we're worried about jacks or queens up front. Let's see what happens. We dominate in front, we dominate in the back, and the kings beat all 3 hands. So we beat all 3 players for all 9 hands, and that is called a home run. So not only do we win double the points for each player, which would normally be 6, now we double that because we beat all 3 players in all 9 hands. So we won 18, we doubled that, now that's 36, and we won $36 million. It's pretty rare that you get a home run, and I'm glad we had the opportunity to show you one. But when you hit them, you're a happy camper.
You, Strawberry, hit a home run!
Okay, Skip.
I told him to do that.
Brilliant strategy, sir.
Let's play the next hand. So we're close to a straight flush. We do not have a straight flush. We have lots of clubs. We're probably going to play the clubs. We can play clubs without breaking up any pairs. So we're going to do that. We're going to play king, 4, 5, 6, 9. And then we have 3 pairs left over. Like I said before at the beginning of this video, when you have 3 pairs for the top 2 hands, the 3-card hand and the middle hand, then you always want to float your highest pair to the front and float your highest kicker there as well. So let's go ahead and play that flush. And we are going to play the 2 pair in the middle with the lowest kicker, and then the highest kicker with the pair of aces, your highest remaining pair. And we're going to dominate in front. We actually get dominated in the middle, and we beat 2 players in back. We lose to seat 3 in the back. So we're going to be up 1 point. We beat 2 players, players 1 and 2, and we lost to player 3. So here's another automatic. 13 cards with no picture cards. And like I said, this would be a good situation where you might want to play the hand. We don't have a straight flush, but we would have had full house and 2 pair and high pair up front. We don't have the option of deciding to play the hand. It is an automatic set in this game. I actually don't know how they handle that in casinos. Right now, they used to spread this game at Hawaiian Gardens in Southern California. They also used to spread it at the Bicycle Casino at the Bike in Bell Gardens. And right now, neither of those places are spreading this game. This game is offered currently at Hollywood Park near LAX, the hip hop casino. I haven't been there in a very long time, but I actually do want to go there and play. I am hoping to play there in a vlogging format if they will let me. I did talk to a 4-person there that said they may have a problem with that, so we'll see how it goes. So here we have a full house. We have jacks full of 7s. We can also play a club flush, and that's probably how we're going to play it. That's going to leave us with garbage though. We're going to have a 10-5-6 up front, but we are just basically trying to go for a small win, a 3-point win. I think we're going to get that 3-point win. Let's see. So we actually lose with the queens full on seat 1. We do dominate in the middle, and we do get dominated up front. So we're going to be up 1 point. We're going to beat seats 2 and 3. We're going to lose to seat 1. That's a total net of 1 point. So like I said before, this game is incredible. It is great for playing with a handful of friends, if you're just hanging out, if you're watching a sports event. But if you have the opportunity to introduce this game to your friends, your family, I highly recommend it. So we have quads, which is great, and we have 3 pairs left over from that. So we're probably going to play quads in back, 2 lowest pairs in the middle, and highest pair up front, highest kicker. Lowest kicker goes with the 9s because kicker is useless with 9s. So lowest 2 pair, lowest kicker, and then highest pair, highest kicker up front. We're definitely going to dominate in back. We are very likely going to dominate in front, and we might win 1 hand in the middle if we're lucky. Let's see how this goes. So we actually lose to seat 2. He notched us with the ace kicker. Sevens and threes, we actually do beat seat 3, and we do dominate in the back. So we're looking really good. We scooped seat 3, so our bonus points were doubled, and that was a good hand. Let's just play a couple more hands and we'll wrap things up. So we have trips and 3 pair. We do have a flush. What happens when we break up? So when we play the flush, we break up the trips, we break up every pair, so we're not going to do that. We are going to play full house. And here we have the option of splitting our pairs or going with ace, king, queen. Going by what I said before, if you play the ace, king, queen, you are really reducing the number of kickers that you have. If you were to split these 2 pairs up, you would have 6s with an ace kicker and 7 with a king, queen, deuce kicker. I think we are going to keep the 2 pairs together. I think that gives us the best opportunity for scooping. Ace, king, queen is the best hand to have if you don't have a pair up front. So we are going to go with that. And since we have the 4s and we have the 5s, having a pair of 6s is not a lot different than having ace, king, queen, because you're worried about 2s, you're worried about 3s, you're not worried about 4s. There's a very slim chance that 5s are going to come into play in an opponent's front hand. So because of that, I'm going to go with the ace, king, queen. So the player 2 did have deuces up front, but we would have lost in the middle if we played that way. We do notch seat 3. Oh, I take that back. With seat 3, he had an automatic hand, so we lost the 3 points there. We actually canceled out our hands with seats 1 and 2. And we'll play maybe 2, maybe 3 more hands, and then we'll wrap things up. So here we have 3 pair, and we have a straight from 6 to queen. The straight 6 to queen only breaks up 1 pair. So we're probably going to play that. We also have clubs. If we play a flush, we may be able to play both a flush and a straight. If we can play a flush and a straight, we are probably going to play it that way. Let's try to make a straight. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Actually, we can play straight to 10, but when we play it this way, we don't have enough clubs left over. But we do have 2 pair and an ace queen. That's pretty decent. But let's see what happens if we play the flush. We're going to play our highest non-paired cards. If we play this way, we only have 8s left over. So this is pretty iffy. You could play flush in the back, pair with ace queen, or you can play a straight in the back with 2 pair and ace queen. I think we're going to go with the flush 1 pair and ace queen, because improving that middle hand from 1 pair to 2 pair is a very small delta, but improving the backhand from a straight to flush actually catches a lot of hands. So I think we're going to play it this way. So we beat 2 hands with the ace queen, and we don't get scooped because we can beat seat 2 in the back. And I think we're actually down 1 point because I think we beat seat 3. So we lost 1 point to seats 1 and 2, and we beat seat 3 for a point. And let's just go ahead and make this the final hand. So here we have a straight, which breaks up 2 pair. And after we make that straight, we still have 2 pair left over, aces and 8s, dead man's hand. We don't have any flushes. So I think we're going to just break up those 2 pairs. And go pair with the remaining cards. 8s up front with the highest kicker, aces in the middle. So we're hoping to prevent scoops with the 8s. I don't think it's looking so great, but We have jacks, but we do prevent the scoop on seats 2 and 3. We don't get scooped by seat 2. We don't get scooped by seat 1. We actually beat seat 1 because we had a higher straight and back. So that's it. That is Chinese poker. I've been playing Chinese poker since maybe 1989 or 1990s. So well over 30 years. I haven't been playing with this scoring system. This AI for Chinese poker is not the greatest. I don't agree with how they play 2 pairs and 3 pairs in the middle and front, but it's at least good for learning how to play this game, and it's good for trying to keep score. Because if you play this game in an actual casino, if you play this game at Hollywood Park, the people you're going to play against are all angle shooters. You have to be on your toes because they're going to try to tell you that they only lost 1 point to you. They're going to muck their hand and they're going to throw you 1 chip, but they're lying and you actually scoop them. If you have any doubt about whether or not you scoop someone, have them slow down, have them show their hand to you. You have to be on your toes. You have to be able to anticipate whether or not you're going to win or lose your hands. So this is a good app for actually teaching you that, whether or not it plays the best AI or not. It's more important that you're able to keep score and know whether you won or lost or got scooped or scooped. So do you play Chinese poker? I'm probably going to play some open-faced Chinese poker as well. I love that game as well. Let me know what you think of Chinese poker. Let me know if you play Chinese poker. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe. Always gamble responsibly, and peace out, donkeys.